Hey, it's Lemon. Welcome to the Backlogs. Today we're going back to Dark Souls 1 to do something that I've always wanted to try. This run has the potential to be super easy, or it could be the equivalent of trying to squeeze a square peg into a round hole. And also the peg is on fire. That's right. Today we're going to finally see what's so great about the Dragon Covenant. Can you beat Dark Souls 1 with only the Dragon Head Stone? Let's go over the rules. First, the only damage we're allowed to do is with the Dragon Head Stone's Fire Breath attack. If you've never seen it before, you're about to either be very excited or very disappointed. Second, no cheating or exploits. And third, we have to beat every boss in the entire game before proceeding to beat the game itself. As a caveat, there's a few bosses in this game that are completely fireproof. For those bosses, I'll be using less than savory methods to beat them. And yes, I know that means the run is already invalidated, but if you're just going to be that one guy in the comments who smugly explains why I should have stopped the video immediately after realizing this fact, I have two questions. Who hurt you? And do you need a hug? Anyway, with all that out of the way, let's get this party started. First, we need to make our character. I name him appropriately, or at least appropriately enough for my Discord channel anyway, then make him the bandit class. I'll explain why in a second. And with a little PC Master Race magic, voila! Dragon Headstone acquired. Kili Lumpa! Looking good there, my guy. Let's go burninate some undead. So while I absolutely annihilate the Asylum Demon, let's go over the details. The Dragon Headstone lets you transform your head into a dragon. Simple enough concept. Holding X will let you use a Fire Blast, which consumes your stamina bar as long as you hold the button. The bigger your stamina bar, the more ticks of damage you get. Hence why I picked the bandit. Lots of health, lots of stamina. Oscar? Oscar! Come on, man. I need my Sunny D.
Oh, you. You're no hollow.
What gave it away? For those of you wondering, no, the Dragonfire doesn't scale with any stats whatsoever. Which means yet again, we're going to be making the healthiest damn undead in Lordran. This seems to be happening a lot lately. I guess it makes sense that all the weird weapons that nobody uses are the ones that don't scale with stats, and of course I'm the one that's interested in trying them all out, but still, would be nice to jump into something other than health and stamina for a change. Normally, in order to get the Dragon Headstone, you'd have to use the Master Key, which I have, then go all the way down the Great Hollow to the Dragonbro Covenant, where you're given a Dragon Head just for joining. Personally, I'm on a bit of a time crunch for this video, so let's just say we did and move on, yeah? Everyone cool with that? Hey, no, what I say about being that guy, don't be that guy. A few things I've noticed about the Dragon Breath attack. The damage is definitely pretty high, at least for the beginning areas, but it's very specific about where it hits. It refuses to go through enemies, so despite it taking up the entire screen economy, you're only going to hit one enemy at a time. It's also kind of a pain to switch back and forth between my healing and my attack. Definitely awkward, and I just know this is going to cause me to die a few times in this run. But at least we've got massive damage on our side, right? That's not as much as I was expecting. Don't get me wrong, it still melts the Taurus Demon like no other. I'm just a bit concerned that we're already seeing some damage drop off on the second boss. But Lemon, I hear you cry. Surely there's a way to increase your damage later on. And yeah, there is. But unless we absolutely need the damage increase, there's no way in hell I'm going out of my way to get it. Don't worry, you'll see. You'll all see. Anyway, let me just trigger this shortcut here and we can, shit. So, how are you doing today? One hodgepodge of dreglings later, where I'm once again reminded that my breath attacks look cool but play poorly. And it's time for the next boss, the gargoyles. Oh, how embarrassing. We both brought a fire breath attack. Guess one of us needs to go home and change. Okay, yeah, you're right, I'll leave. Round 2 goes a bit better. Turns out, I was grossly misjudging the range of my fire breath. It's actually pretty long. There's one, and there's two. Easy peasy. One bell down, one to go. You know, after careful consideration, maybe it's time I finally break one of my traditions. Normally, I don't bother using a shield, because I feel like it cheapens the experience. But stamina regen is important this time around, and with the Grass Crest shield, we can... That said, I'm only here for the stamina regeneration, not the shield properties. So, to make sure no one calls me a scrub, I'm going to put it in my right hand. There we are. No way to block damage. Does anyone besides me actually care about that? One Boys for the Boys ring pickup later, along with a quick stop to pick up my brand, the Elite Knight Armor, and it's time for the Moonlight Butterfly. Let's roast some bug. Alright, not bad. The flames can hit her just fine, so as long as we... Oh, right, you need stamina to dodge. Short bursts. Short bursts are the key here. So long as you keep some stamina in your pocket, you can still dodge away from all the magic blasts. And after blasting away like mad while she eats her nibbles, the butterfly goes down. Down? Well, come on, the lock-on makes you miss? Gotta do everything myself these days, I swear. There, goes down. So, with the moonlight butterfly and the gargoyles out of the way, it is time to make our way to the lower undead burg. Wait, no, stop! Safety! Safety! Okay, that was a bit unconventional, but now we can head over to the lower undead... Do you guys hear something? Yes, hi, hello! Anyway, lower undead burg is nothing to really write home about. Everything goes down in one attack, including the dogs. So that bodes well. Maybe that means we're in for an easy fight. Okay, yep, nope, that one's on me. If you'll just let me get up the stairs, I'll be glad to... Let's try that again. Up the stairs, give the pups a little more than they bargained for, and slowly, steadily, melt down the Capra Demon. And just like that, that's the Capra Demon down the second try. You know, I think I'm really starting to get the hang of this. Maybe it's gonna be alright. Wait, no, who are you? Get away from my precious neck meats, I can't! Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, why don't we go pay the asylum another visit? Caca. Hello, my dear. Here, I've got a little something for you. Uh-oh. So, remember that damage drop-off we talked about earlier? Yep, definitely starting to become a problem. Thankfully, the Stray Demon is one of the easiest bosses in the game once you know his pattern. It's almost impossible to not avoid his damage so long as you don't fall asleep with the controller. That's a little easier said than done, though. The Stray Demon takes its sweet time, but after a grueling 5 minutes of circling and fire breathing, it finally goes down. Sure hope that doesn't become a staple of this run. Oh, and before I forget, let's go ahead and get rid of our friend here. Can't have him ruining my Firelink Shrine. Okay, that was easier than expected. In regards to our damage though, all hope isn't lost just yet. I've got a few options left up my sleeve that I can try. The wiki page wasn't exactly very flushed out, so there's a chance things like Power Within might give us a much needed boost in damage. But before we get to that, let's get the Gaping Dragon out of the way, shall we? Let's see, hit the head. Okay, I can work with that. Guess we were just a bit early going back to the asylum or something. By the way, did you know? Fire Breath can cut tails. So that's neat. Oh, and for anyone who struggles to dodge the acid vomit attack it does, just run to the back right-hand side. There's a nice little safe pocket for you if you're quick enough. Not much to say about this one. He's the size of a whale and just as fast. If you can press the X button, you can beat the Gaping Dragon. But with his souls, we can jam our endurance up to 45, which, if my calculations are correct, should be enough to finally wear my full armor set. Well, my full armor set without the helmet anyway. Can't have that. Hey, hey, all right. That's what I like to see. And that's with the Grass Crest shield as well. Time for Blade Town. Super great. Definitely having fun here. Thank you, Dark Souls. Yes, thank you, Dark Souls. Oh, shit. I might have found the one part of the entire game where having more stamina is a bad thing. Anyway, I burned the bug to a crisp, and with that, Power Within is within my grasp. Did you get it? Did you see what I did there? Oh, god damn it, Dark Souls. All right, I think we've put it off long enough. In order to boost up our damage, we're going to need some upgrade materials. But not just any upgrade materials. Dragon Scales. Yeah, now you see why I'm a bit peeved. For those unaware, there's 3 ways to get Dragon Scales. You can find about 10 of them in the wild throughout a playthrough. You used to be able to fight other Dragon Bros for scales before the Dark Souls servers went down for what seems like an eternity. Or you can hunt drakes. Oh yes, you heard me right. Kill a drake, and you've got a low chance of it dropping a Dragon Scale. From what I know, this is literally the only respawning enemy in the game that drops them. So that's fun. Can't wait to do this for a few hours. Oh, you think I'm joking? I fucking wish. Miyazaki? Why? Why would you do this? Well, maybe there's hope. Maybe Power Within and the Red Tearstone Ring can make this better. Yeah, no, that's fine. I wasn't doing anything this week anyway. Oh look, they do exist. 1 down, 79 more to go. Excuse me a moment. Okay, so that was bad. I think it's about time we give all these dragon skills to someone who can actually use them. Oh, and before you ask, no, I didn't get 80. We're just gonna boost up to devotion level 2 and call it a day. Because I have things to do. And also I just don't hate myself that much. Let me just grab the Chloranthy ring before we head on down. There we are. And grab a few last dragon scales along the way. And here we are. Finally. Oh, right, you can't mass give covenant items in the Prepare to Die edition. Forgot about that. We'll be right back. Good news, everyone! Leveling up to Devotion level 2 really helped. Wait, no it didn't. It didn't help at all. Mildred? Why? Why does this game hate me? It's like it knows I'm doing something stupid and actively revels in watching me suffer. Anyway, Mildred finally bites the bullet, which means I can summon her in for the next boss fight, Quelaag. As I've learned from previous challenge runs, so long as you're doing damage, you can draw aggro away from Mildred, which is good, because, I mean, yeah. And after a few agonizing minutes, Quelaag goes down. Good job, Mildred. You did it. I guess. 2 bells down. Time for the funhouse. Not much to say about Sen's Fortress, honestly. The snakes don't take much damage from my attacks, so I just hoof it to the iron golem like I'm speedrunning. Not much to say here either. It's slow going, but it's also extremely easy to avoid his attacks if you bring him out into the middle of the arena. You know what? Now's as good a time as any to try out my new torso. There we are. Full uwu. Let's see then. If we do a yell, that should increase all of my nope, of course it doesn't. Wouldn't make any sense for the Dragonstone torso to benefit the head now, would it? Would it, Miyazaki? Whatever. Golem goes down. Moving on, I delicately make my way across the scaffolding and into Anne Orlando, and decided that it was probably for the best if I knocked out of the painted world now instead of later. Lord knows I'll forget to do it if I don't. Let me just touch the painting and... oh no! Uwu! Uwu! Not much to say about the painted world either. Everything in here falls apart like wet paper. Priscilla, though. Priscilla was a bit interesting. The manual aiming on this thing sucks, so trying to knock her out of invisibility is kind of frustrating. But with a little spray and pray, I eventually tag her with some of the fire and can hone in on her location. After that, it's a simple matter of circling around her and blasting fire every chance I get. Easy boss, would burninate again. Man, is anyone else getting whiplash from this run? Seems like my fire either does no damage at all, or more than enough. Well, guess it's time to fight ONS. If any boss is going to act like a gatekeeper to this run, it's probably them. At first, I decided to focus on Ornstein. I always kill Smo first, so I figured this would be a good time to give him a break. Unfortunately, it turns out that Ornstein is really good at dodging the fire, and seems somewhat resistant to it too. So as much as I'd like to let Smo grow, we're gonna need to kill him first again. I mean, come on, the poor guy can't get out of the fire and he's somewhat weak to it. I'd be a fool not to. And after a little finessing around the pillars for easy damage, Smo goes down. Time for Super Ornstein. Yep, this was the right choice. Poor guy is panic dashing over and over again. I'm not quite sure why this happens, but it seems like it's been happening a lot lately. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. Easier fights are always appreciated. I just wish I knew what I was doing to manipulate his AI. It takes a bit longer, but with him being somewhat resistant to fire, but after a few minutes of flame strafing, Ornstein goes down. That wasn't so bad. So, with ONS down, we're about halfway through the game. Time to get into the heftier bosses. Can't wait. Let's start with Gwendolyn. Shouldn't be too bad. Rude. As expected, Gwendolyn has a pretty simple gameplay loop. Just wait out their bow attack, then rush in and unleash Brimstone. Repeat ad nauseum, and they'll eventually go down. Right, who's next? Hey Frampt, where do I go next? Frampt? Can't hear you over the fire breath, buddy, speak up. Well, if Frampt doesn't have an opinion, guess I'll head after Nito. Pinwheel's first though. Goes about the way you'd expect. My attacks root me in place somewhat, so there's the occasional oh shit moment here and there when Pinwheel actually gets a spell off. But for the most part, he's still easy street. Alright everyone, place your bets. Is it A, the father, B, the mother, or C, the child? Ooh, sorry, the answer was D, none of the above. Better luck next time. Alright, show of hands, how many of you do I need to apologize to for giving you a heavy sense of gamer anxiety just now? Anyway, let's see what kind of shit show we're in for with Nito. There's no way to get rid of the skeleton ads this time around, so that's gonna suck. And by the looks of things, Nito doesn't take a whole lot of damage from my breath attack either. Looks like it's gonna be one of those runs, where I rely on Nito to kill Nito. Now, I'll admit, it got a bit spooky there for a minute. Alright, several minutes. But eventually, Nito played along. First try Nito, let's go. Wasn't expecting that one. Up next is Seath. We go through the motions of getting captured, then stage our amazing escape. Hey Dark Souls, can we talk for a minute? What the fuck do you think you're doing here? So yeah, flames don't make it through the bars, apparently. So that's cool. I also tried luring one of the enemies over to potentially hit the snake for me, but that doesn't work either. Maybe if I had the rapport spell it would be doable, but I didn't think far enough ahead to grab that one. Ah well, nothing a few jabs to the spine can't fix, I guess. Run failed, bring out the dancing lobsters. Ah, who are we kidding? This run is just for fun at this point anyway. Alright gentlemen, we both know how this goes. I walk through this door, and you all glitch out and disappear. And disappear. Disappear? Oh god, they're learning! So, Seath, guess it's time to repeat history. Dragon against dragon. Have some of this! Well, that's not good. Thankfully, Seath is slow as molasses, and is very generous when it comes to telegraphing his attacks. But he's still a bit of a threat if you wander a little too far towards his rear half. That said, it's more of a challenge of endurance than anything else. No pun intended. He was no true dragon. Fire cannot kill a dragon. Time for Sif. This could either go really well or really poorly, depending on whether or not her thigh gaps behave today. And it's looking good. Those gams are, in fact, going to behave. Overall, an easy fight. Plenty of damage, easy to score hits, and the only damage I took the entire fight was emotional damage. Goodbye, sweet pupper. I'll see you in the next life. Well, time for Ghost Town. It goes about as well as you'd expect. I tried my best to lure out all the ghosties from the ghost house, but I kind of slipped up the ledge. Wait, the death box is just right here? Alright, let's try that again. Oh, come on! Right, that's it. I've had it up to here with this place. Ingward, you run a shit house. I have several complaints. Well, crap. Now I feel bad. But with him dead, I can now access the 4 kings. Not gonna lie, I'm a little bit worried about this one. This fight is always a DPS race, so if we don't have enough, well, yeah, could be a run breaker. Alright, let's see what we're working with. Oh boy, that's not good. I was only able to get the first king down to about half health before the second king arrived. If that doesn't tell you how dire our straits are, I don't know what does. Desperate times call for desperate measures. I collect Havel's armor set, then go out of my way to murder a few firekeepers that I don't need anymore. And after a few kindles of the bonfire, so we have 20 Estus, we're ready to try again. Let's hope that's enough. Well, our damage output isn't any better, so more than one king is going to be out on the field at all times. But at least the damage we're taking now is less extreme. Okay, that's 1 king down. Guess we just pick and choose the next one, huh? Okay, that's 2. Halfway there. Now we just need to, ow, oh god, heal, heal. Ugh, I'm dead, aren't I? Well, that's disappointing. Hold up, wait a minute, he's still in it. Come on, baby, hang in there. Come on, come on. Ah, you asshole. All right, round 2. That was a pretty damn close fight. If I manage my healing a little better and really focus on consistent damage, I think we can do it. All right, that's 1, 17 S's left, and good feelings gone. By the time I get to king number 2, kings 3 and 4 are already spawned in, giving him assistance. 1 king I can handle. 3 kings is a bit much. Halfway done though, and we still have 10 Estus left. Somehow. Oh boy, get greedy, get greedy. Whew, okay, 3 down, 1 more to go. Ah, crap, they're all respawned again at this point. Only got 3 Estus, gotta make a count. Ooh, fuck, that was close. I probably would have ended it. Oh my god, get up, you asshat, you're so close. Thank you. God, that took forever. Was not looking forward to doing that again. So with that victory finally achieved, let's move on to the fun part. Lost Izalith. The land of glitches, boss gauntlets, and fire. We're in for a good time. And right off the bat, we have Ceaseless. He's fireproof, so there's no point in fighting him, but I am happy to rob the poor guy. Yoink! Now we just need to Ceaseless skip and we can just need to Ceaseless skip so I can move on to just need to skip Ceaseless so we can hold please. Okay, I remember now. Roll off the ramp, climb up the rocks, scoot around the Capra demon, and you're there. Now we just need to clear the Asylum Demon 3.0, and we'll be good to go. Despite his name, the Demon Fire Sage is not, in fact, immune to fire. He may take a while, but he's not all that bad. And with enough determination, the Fire Sage goes down. On to the next one. The Centipede Demon is another one who's completely immune to fire. Hooray for us. So we're gonna have to resort to some shenanigans to get past this one. Now, we could try to summon in Solaire and let him solo the demon, but he's just so bad at it. Like, I've tried it in the past just to see if he can even do it, distractions and all, and he can't. I want him to can, and he just can't. So, with a little bit of grappling and wall clipping, it's done. Centipede Demon makes his way slowly into the upper bounds of the map, just to fall all the way back down into the abyss. And there we go. Centipede Demon down. Ugh, I hate using glitches. Makes me feel dirty. I make my way across Lensflare City, past the last Witch of Izalith, who is, in fact, very good at handling fire, and start my summer off right with a water slide. Well, okay, we haven't got the water hose to work just yet, and there's tree limbs all the way down, but at least there's no hidden rocks under the tarp like last year. There's 1, and there's 2. And because consistency is for chumps, I get the pleasure of making it all the way down to the actual bed of chaos, just for it to laugh in my face. Nobody saw that. Carl, cut the camera. Cut the camera. But with that out of the way, we are officially done with the base game. All that's left is the DLCs. Should be easy enough. With some careful placement and manual aiming, you can actually take out the Hydra's heads with relative ease. Cut off the last head, and it doesn't matter if the Hydra has health left or not. After that, it's just a matter of freeing Dusk, then summoning her in so we can talk about the DLC and how obtuse of a process it is to get to it. I mean, really, how did anyone ever figure this shit out? Oh, oops. Anyway, back to Steve's Observatories, where I collect the pendant so we can move along to the last few bosses of the run. Huh, you don't see that every day. It's almost mesmerizing. Kinda wanna make a 1-hour loop of this. God, can you imagine?
Hey guys, it's Lemon. Welcome to the Backlogs. Today we're going to be watching 2 battle pigs. Feel free to fall asleep to my random mouth noises.
Autonomous sensory meridian responses aside, it's finally time for the DLC. Our breath attack weapon is pretty slow, and the next few bosses are known for their aggression. This might get pretty ugly. First up is the Sanctuary Guardian. Most of his attacks are too quick to work with, but there's still 1 or 2 that work. We don't do a whole lot of damage, but with as much practice as I've been getting on this boss lately, I think we'll be okay. Much like some of the base game bosses, the Sanctuary Guardian is no pushover when it comes to his health pool. We're talking about several minutes of lightning dodging and high focus here. Not only that, but at the halfway point, it appears the Guardian gets more aggressive, considering that I can no longer use this animation without getting immediately flattened when I try to counterattack. But despite all of that, I was still able to eke out a victory after upwards of 10 minutes of fighting. Even got a tail cut out of the deal. Kinda wanna do a whip-only run now. Sanctuary Guardian down. Moving on. There's my boy. Artorias, my dude! How we doing today? Doing well then. Good lad. As expected, Artorias is, well, he's hard. His windows of opportunity are so small that I can only do partial blasts, and the damage is pretty bad. His entire fight is basically a test of knowledge. If you know how far his attack range is for each of his attacks, you know when you can safely counter. It's not easy, and more often than not I goof it up, but it's definitely doable. In theory. To add to it all, you can't knock him out of his buffing phase either. So get what little damage you can when he's charging up, then run like hell. It takes upwards of 15 minutes of running around screaming and doing minor chip damage whenever possible, but eventually, the Wolf Knight goes down. Man, I hate elevators. They're always so awkward. Do I make conversation? Do I burn you alive? I never know. In any case, we're here. Time to fight Manus. He's pretty aggressive, but not quite as bad as Artorias. We'll probably be fine. Probably. When it comes to attack openings, we have plenty of opportunities. Manus hits hard, but he hits slow. Oh god, the damage though. Guess I know what I'm doing for the next 20 minutes. The first half of the fight isn't that bad, if I'm being honest. It's slow, but it's doable. The second half, though, had me fumbling. With 3 items to flick through and very little time to do it, there were several times where I had the wrong item on the hotbar, which was, fun. Eventually, though, I developed the habit of hovering over the lower D-pad button rather than trying to get in more damage whenever I could. It was slower, but it was safer. And when a boss fight takes upwards of 15 minutes per attempt, safer is almost always better. It was slow, it was tedious, and it worked. 1 more to go. Fire breath. Oh, that's cute. But you forgot one thing, Calamite. Fire can't kill a dragon. That's right, I've read Game of Thrones. I know exactly how to defeat you. That's it. Go ahead, Goff. Give him the old Season 8 treatment. Guess you shouldn't have forgotten about the Iron Fleet, huh? God, what a fucking travesty that show did do. Can we talk about that? No? Alright, later. We'll talk later. Calamite is, well, he's basically like the other bosses in the DLC. Difficult, but doable. In theory. He hits hard, and he moves quickly, but if you can memorize the moves, you can get bits of chip damage in here and there. So long as you know where he's aiming, you can even have little shouting matches, which is kinda neat, I guess. Not gonna lie, I did have trouble distinguishing between his fire breath and his calamity attacks, which was less than helpful. But after using 20 Estus, 2 humanities, and a metric boatload of fire, Calamite goes down. 1 boss left to go. All in all, this run hasn't been overly terrible. I really wasn't sure what to expect when I set out to complete this run. As I said earlier, it was a 50-50 toss-up on whether or not this was going to be a breeze or a complete nightmare. And in the end, I think we ended up somewhere in the middle. Funny how that works. But we've still got 1 more boss to go before we could rest. Gwyn, I wish you luck in the fights to come. Let's do this. Okay, well, not the strongest start. Mulligan. Mulligan! So, let's talk. Gwyn? He's actually hard for once. While he won't be one-shotting me anytime soon, the speed at which he switches from attack to attack is a bit too fast for my build. The only chance I have to get any real damage in is when he tries his grab attack. And since there's no real way to lure that attack out without being up close and personal, a bad idea, considering I have no usable shield, I just have to tuck and roll until he decides to slap the air, at which point I have to prioritize between attacking or healing. It's weird to say this, but I think I'm actually stuck on Gwyn. Aside from the fist-only run, I don't think that's ever happened to me before. I I tried several different strategies. I tried using Havel armor, which slowed me down a bit too much for my liking. I also tried putting on elemental and physical defense rings to help mitigate some of the damage I kept taking, which helped, but not really. Eventually, I realized the hard truth. I was going to need to get good at Gwyn and start parrying him. The parry window was basically the only way to consistently have enough time to get in a full blast of fire, and even that wasn't all that effective. But it's what I have to work with. And after dying over, and over, and over, I finally realized what I had to do. Don't you know? Fire can't kill a real dragon. And that's it. Dark Souls 1 beaten with just the Dragon Breath attack. I'll be honest, it was hit and miss for a while there. Some of those bosses really put me to the test, and it took several hours to figure out. But by the end of the run, I think it's safe to say that I truly ascended and have joined the ranks of my fellow Dragon Brothers. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed the ride. Be sure to remove all your belongings from underneath your seats, and leave a comment or like if you feel like your guide deserves a tip. I've got a few more bigger runs coming down the line, both in Dark Souls 2 and Bloodborne, so hopefully those will be out sooner rather than later. But outside of that, be good to one another, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all again soon.